So if you haven't come across me before, my name is Gavin. And in this video, I'm going to share why I feel stuck, why I have that middle-aged itch and desire for something different. And I'm going to share where I'm at purposely to be transparent, but also because I think it'll resonate with you. You'll connect with it, of your version of this, possibly, hopefully. And I'm going to share what I'm working on to break free, to alter this, to go towards what I envision for my next chapter in life. So, let's begin. All right. Now, it's hard for me to do a video like this because in no way do I want to come across remotely like a victim. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. I have a great life, great marriage. I have a good job. I make pretty good money. I can pay my bills. I fully am aware that that is better and better off than most people in the world. I get that. But that's the other side of it is there's a resistance to share like this because people are going to hate on you. You're like, wah, poor you, give me the violin. I've got it worse. Like everybody likes to talk about how they have it worse. People who are successful, people who have had things go their way, it's kind of like, well, what do I have to be down about? What do I have to share that other people would want to hear? And I feel like what I'm about to go through with you, there's a lot of other middle-aged people who feel empty in their work, who, like we are either empty nesters on the verge of empty nest, and kind of wake up one day and go, what in the world? How did I get here? How am I in this position that there's quite a bit of things in my life that I'm very proud of, that I really like, and that is kind of cool. But there's one thing. We all have that one thing, right? For a lot of people, it's the relationship. For a lot of people, it's like, where do I fit in the world? For a lot of people, it's, who am I? Here's my one thing. And it's even weird to say this out loud because it's like, this isn't complaining, but I do not wake up excited about how I get to earn a living, about how I get to do my work. And it's not fun. Most days, it feels pretty bad. And here's the thing that I really want to give you what I'm becoming aware about that hopefully is helpful with you is that I am really good at either ignoring how I'm feeling or getting into a better vibration, a better energy, and just dealing with it. And what I would like to caution to myself and caution to you is I do feel like with how we all do life, that we get used to the adversity. We get used to the things that we don't like and just be like, that's part of it. And that's absolutely true. But there becomes a point to where we're too good at it. And that we probably should pay more attention to it. And here's what I mean. For, in the last 20, 25 years, longer, almost 30 years now, I've been in sales. I'm really good at sales. I'm good at it. When you do something for a really long time, and I think you'll probably relate to this if with your job potentially, if you have a job that you wake up inspired to every day, kudos to you. That's awesome. I'm envious and happy for you. But you get good at it. You do something for a long time, you get really good at it, right? And I'm really good at sales. I'm good with people. I care. I have transparency. I'm ethical. I have integrity. That all translates really well. And I have a really good job. I make multiple six figures. I don't bring that up to be like brag in no way. In one part of me is like with how I look at possibility, it's like, well, it feels a little bit playing small. On the other side, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, for the company, for the people I get to work with. Yet every day as I wake up and I literally have to get myself in a good place to go do what I do. To say my life in my work is Groundhog's Day would be the biggest understatement ever. I go and say the same thing every day, at least 3 times a day. And how well I say it depends on what kind of place I'm in. And what I've learned is, yes, I'm really good at it. And for years, for the most part, and I needed to learn this lesson, and I feel like you need to learn it too before the next part I'm about to share. But I've learned how to be happy without needing life to go the way I want. And why that's important is if I'm big, I used to write books about this and teach on this, is like if you need life to be conditionally the way you want it to then be happy, you are screwed. It's never going to be enough. No amount of goals or manifestations is ever going to fulfill that need. It'll always be on to the next thing. I know this because that's how it was for me for a long time. And so I realized like I have to be okay. I have to be happy with what is right now. And I will say this, I've mastered that. I haven't, for the past 4 years, I haven't been doing something that I really enjoy. And I've been happy. I haven't been jumping out of bed like, oh, I can't wait to how I get to spend my day today. But I've made the most of every day. I've come from love. I've had good energy. I've been, there to serve people. And I feel like that has definitely been a big component of my success, is kind of letting go and detaching, making it about other people, and showing up and helping them get what they say they want, and discovering if my company offers that to them. Yet, here's the big but. The other side of the story is I feel like I've kind of gotten too good at it. I've gotten too comfortable at it. And every once in a while, when I pay attention, there's this itch. Not that I need it to be different, but my itch is this the game you came to play, Gavin? Is this what you enjoy? Is this all that's possible? And when I listen to that itch, I have to be honest with myself. It's not that fun of a question to answer. And I feel like we all know what we're capable of. We understand what's out there. But where we are now and what it would take to get there seems daunting, seems scary. And I can't speak for you, but for me, I have a lot of responsibilities. I have kids in college, kids that graduated, kids that's about to be in college. I'm the breadwinner, and I have responsibilities and duties. And I just keep in the cycle of someday it's going to be different. You can get through this. Eventually, you won't have to do sales forever. But I said that to myself like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and 15 years ago, and 20 years ago, 25 years ago, to some degree. That it was always like someday. And I think what happens for all of us is that someday the clock starts ticking the older we get. I'm 51. Um, I got my whole life ahead of me, but it's getting harder to say I have plenty of time. I'm gonna do the Camino later this year. I'll talk about it another time. But my daughter was like, "Hey, Dad, you're not getting any younger. You've been talking about that for years. When are you gonna do that?" I was like, "I gotta do it this year." It's never a good time. It's never a good time to be real with yourself. It's never a good time to own up to our stuff, to admit that we're ignoring, that we're avoiding, that we're not where we know we can be. And again, there is no arriving. I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm disappointed in myself because I should have had this kind of money, or I should have had this, I should have had that. That's not it. Here's where it is. And then I challenge you to ask yourself this question is, do you wake up each day and say, this is how I want to spend my time on the planet? I love most things about my life. And I've noticed lately, I mean, I'm beat up in my job. I drive. Today I'm going to drive like 4 hours. I sit in parkings like this all the time. And then there's days I make, really good money, but I'm just like, there's so many times like I'm getting home at 10 o'clock at night. I work a lot of nights and I work during the day, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing, Gavin? Is this what you want to do? And then I fight back with myself. Well, I have responsibilities. I don't want to let my family down. And then, I'll call it my soul will be like, well, what about both? Why can't you have both? And I'm like, yeah, why can't I? I want that. How the hell do you do that? How can I please my soul and fulfill my responsibilities? And that, my friends, is what this channel is now going to be all about. This is kind of like, this YouTube channel used to be called My Guide. And I'm big into meditation. I'm big into creation and what I call reality engineering. Yet when I want to really transparently share is to find and attract a group of people that know more is possible, that have a pretty good life. And even if they don't, that's fine too. But that they want the second chapter to be the best chapter, the better chapter. That it doesn't want to just be like, oh, I've had the kids and I had all this stuff, but the story ended after that. I didn't know what I wanted to do after all this. And now my son's a senior and he'll be going to college next year. And my wife and I are kind of looking forward to it, but it's like, what do we want the next chapter to look like? Well, I can tell you this, I sure as hell don't want to come home at 10 o'clock. I sure as well don't want to be sitting in my car, driving around Florida, the whole coast, and just selling people just because my story is I have responsibilities and it's hard to do anything else. And this is what you're good at. And this is my lot in life. And this is, you should just be okay, Gavin. You should just be happy. I am happy. Today, not so much. Today, I'm just like, I'm not in a great place because I'm just like so over it. I'm so frustrated. I'm so like, geez, come on. And so this channel is going to be me sharing the journey of empty nest, of middle age, of feeling stuck in a job, of dealing with friendships that have dissipated and what matters next, and recreating yourself, and what that looks like, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, owning it. This is me sharing owning it. I've been doing a lot of my videos based on having a script because it keeps me on track and helps me cover what exactly I want to say and be very diligent about it. But it's not as transparent as I want. So I'm going to start being more off the cuff like this and having some bullet points and keeping me on track. But this is like, hey, I'm inviting you to step into your power, step into your possibility, and that we get to be about this together. We get to do this together. We get to inspire one another. Hey, here's what's working for me. Here's what, and how I want to like the second part of this video would give you some ideas of like what I'm doing to break free, to find that freedom, to create a life that I wake up in the morning and I jump out of bed rather than I literally meditate for 45 minutes, just be in a good enough place to make it through the day. And I do all these activities that have worked to be in a good place. But why should I spend my time on this planet doing something that doesn't, light me up, that doesn't energize me? That's not something that's like fun. I deal with a tremendous amount of rejection. I deal with so much shit. And yes, my manager will say all the time, like, you guys shouldn't gripe. You make really good money. No one would do what I do if it wasn't good money. like I deal with nothing but like crap most of my day. I deal with traffic. I deal with rejection. I deal with cancellations. I deal with objections. I deal with, lies. It's just all this stuff. And it's like, what kind of like story am I creating of limiting beliefs that thinks like this is the way it has to be? And no, it's the story I want to change. And I want to help you change your story in wherever you feel stuck and wherever you feel like you're limiting and wherever you feel like there's more, but you don't know how. I know pieces of the how. Yet one of the biggest ones is like the trust, is trusting in whatever you want to call it, love, trusting in God, trusting in the universe. That if we're willing to listen, if we're willing to open our minds and our hearts up to the possibilities of what makes our hearts sing, that the way will be shown to each of us. The illusions will dissolve. What seem like problems will go away. But we have to pay attention. And that's what this video is this is me paying attention. This is me sharing with you that I'm paying attention, that I'm aware of where I'm at, my feelings, my disdain for like, I do not want my work life and how I earn a living for the next whatever time period is to be something where I feel good at it and therefore I have to do it. I want it to be on unlimited terms and when I want to work, and because I get to give and I get to share. And that's what this channel is all about. This is me in the first step of that and trusting. I have just a few subscribers right now. I put out a lot of videos, and yes, I'm kind of shifting the direction more towards like being more authentic and more transparent about what I'm going through. And I invite you to come on this journey. I invite you to subscribe right now. I invite you to follow. I invite you to see the evolution, because this is, I think millions of people out there yearning, seeking, wanting something like this. I'm one of them, so I'm creating it. And I have enough I don't give a shits within me to do this. And then there's that other part of me is like, I can't believe you're sharing this out loud. Like, you kind of want to be an authority, but like you might sound like you're whining, like I started the video. But guess what? The people that I've resonated with the most are the people who are the most transparent, the most authentic, and are willing to go there, are willing to let people know when they're having a bad day and feeling like shit and kind of mad at life, right? And that's today for me. So I was like, oh, I put this microphone in my car a long time ago, and I was like, oh, I thought I'd be home today and I could do it in my office and record. And guess what? I am not anywhere near my office, and I decided, you know what? make where you are right now, make the video, be authentic, and let people know there is a way, there is hope. There are other people that feel this way. You might have a fantastic job or fantastic relationship and fantastic family, or you might have none of those things and feel completely lost and stuck. But guess what? We all struggle with similar kind of things in the same manner. It's just a different topic. And like I said, for me, I really want to be of service to people and wake up excited about what I get to do and not be judged by a number every day of my life. What's your closing percentage? What have you done for us lately? And then if I have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, it's like, well, it may not work out here. I've always been one of the top people. I'm one of the top people now. So that really hasn't come into play. But it's like that I'm not a number. That's not who I am. And what does that look like in your life? What does it look like in your work? Are you appreciated? Are you understood? Are you sharing your gifts? I am sharing my gifts to a certain degree, like showing up from love and giving all I've got to the people that I sit across from. Yet I have so much more to give. I have so much more knowledge. I have so many things that have worked for me that I want to share with people. And I'm going to be doing that here. So I encourage you, leave a comment. What are you struggling with? Where are you at in life? What do you feel like is missing? Or do you wake up excited to, what you're going to do that day? Like this. This gets that out there so other people can see this and be a part of this. I'm creating a community. I have big plans. My commitment to you is if you commit to watching these videos, I'm going to commit to making sure I'm there for you in a multitude of ways. And I will have different things available. And I know wholeheartedly if people participate and commit, they'll be glad they came along for the journey and that we all get to do this together. And it's never too late. It's never too late. This is called the second chapter. What is the best version you can imagine that you've always dreamed of, that even if you think it's not possible and you have fear around it and you have responsibility and you have every reasons in the world that, you don't know if it can happen. What is it? And let's help you get there. That's where I'm going. I commit to my soul. I commit to my higher self. I commit to the universe and to God. And quite frankly, like my family and my wife and my kids, like I want to teach them that it is possible. I want to teach them to go for their dreams. And they are. My daughter just moved to London she graduated from college, and my kids are doing great, but like they also see that part of me of like, Dad, you've been doing the same thing. And we can kind of tell that you're not happy doing it. It takes a lot out of you. You come home not energized. You come home dead. You get through the day. That is not what I want to put out there for me, for my family, and for possibility. So come join. Hopefully this speaks to at least one person or a couple. Definitely vulnerable to share. Wow, am I going to put that out there? And I am. So if you're watching this, much love to you. Hit that bell so you can get the reminders for the videos. And even if this, a like would just go a long way, I appreciate it. So look forward to your comments and however you want to participate. And I look forward to being on this journey with you. Bye-bye.